Have you ever felt like someone's words or actions completely derailed your day? Maybe it was a careless remark, a dismissive gesture, or a sudden inconvenience. It's frustrating, right? But here's the reality. No one can control your emotions unless you allow them to. What if you could remain calm and grounded regardless of what life or anyone throws your way? Imagine moving through your day with such inner peace that even the most annoying moments couldn't shake you. That's not just a dream, it's emotional mastery. In this episode, we're exploring 10 powerful principles inspired by Napoleon Hill that will help you stop reacting impulsively, release anger, and reclaim control over your emotions. These lessons aren't about denying your feelings or pretending nothing bothers you. They're about developing the mental resilience to handle life's challenges with clarity and grace. Whether you're facing criticism, learning to set boundaries, or working through resentment, you'll gain practical tools to guard your peace and move through life with confidence. By the end of this episode, you'll possess the mindset and strategies you need to stay composed, even in the toughest circumstances. So if you're ready to unlock the secret to emotional freedom and live a life where no one else dictates your mood, let's begin. Your path to mastering your emotions starts now. 1. Recognize that your reactions are your responsibility. Imagine this. You're enjoying a peaceful moment, perhaps sipping coffee or strolling through the park, when someone suddenly says something offensive or dismissive. Your tranquility disappears, replaced by irritation or anger. You think, why did they ruin my day? But here's the truth. They didn't. You did. Your emotions are your responsibility. No one else holds the power to control how you feel unless you hand it to them. Consider it this way. The world will present challenges, but only you decide your response. Let's reframe this. Imagine you're wearing noise-canceling headphones in a noisy city. The honking, the chatter, it all continues, but it doesn't reach you. Emotional mastery works the same way. You don't have to let others' actions disturb your inner calm. A thought often attributed to Napoleon Hill summarizes it well. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power to choose. In that choice lies your growth and freedom. When someone cuts you off in traffic or unfairly criticizes your work, it's easy to place blame. But instead of reacting, pause. In that pause lies power. The power to choose composure over chaos, strength over impulsiveness. Take a real-world example. A coworker dismisses your idea in a meeting. Instead of stewing in resentment, breathe. Ask, is this really about me or their own stress? Reframing like this shields your emotions from their behavior. This isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about realizing that emotions and reactions are separate. Anger, frustration, and disappointment are valid, but they don't have to dictate what you do next. Start with this approach. Pause and identify the emotion you feel. Anger, hurt, annoyance. Naming it interrupts the automatic reaction. Ask yourself why. Is it the event or your interpretation? Choose how to respond, not based on impulse, but on your values and long-term peace. Imagine living unshaken by others, the rude stranger, the snide comment, the small inconvenience. They lose their grip when you take back your response. In every moment you choose, will others control your emotions or will you? Your power lies in the choice to stay calm. In doing so, you don't just master your emotions, you reclaim your freedom. 2. Stop expecting people to act like you. You're always there for others. You check in, offer support, but when the tables turn and you need help, they're nowhere to be found. You feel betrayed. How could they be so thoughtless, you wonder? I'd never treat them like this. Here's the hard truth. Others don't live by your values. They act according to their own. Expecting people to think, act, or respond like you is like trying to control the weather. It only leads to frustration. Each person walks a unique path shaped by their beliefs, experiences, and priorities. When someone disappoints you, it often reflects more about them than about you. Trying to change them only drains your energy and leaves you feeling powerless. Instead of wishing others would change, accept them as they are. For instance, imagine a colleague who constantly interrupts. Rather than stewing in anger or trying to correct them, understand that it's their habit, not a personal attack. By releasing the expectation that they'll behave differently, you protect your own emotional well-being. As Napoleon Hill once noted, unmet expectations are the root of suffering. The fewer assumptions you carry about how others should behave, the more peace you gain. Try this practical shift. Acknowledge your expectations. When someone frustrates you, ask, "What was I expecting?" Challenge the assumption. Is it realistic to expect them to behave exactly as you would? Refocus. Let go of trying to control their behavior. Instead, choose how you'll respond to protect your peace. Think of how freeing this mindset is. The rude stranger, the forgetful friend, the selfish colleague, none of them have power over your emotions unless you give it to them. When you stop expecting people to align with your standards, you regain control. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior or abandoning your values. It means recognizing what you can and cannot control. The next time someone lets you down, pause and remind yourself they're acting from their nature. 3, let go of the need to always be right. Think back to the last argument you had. Maybe it was a trivial debate about directions or something more meaningful, a clash with a loved one. As emotions flared, did you feel that urge to prove your point, to show that you were right? We've all felt that. We cling to our version of the truth, as if being wrong threatens who we are. But the constant need to be right, it's exhausting. It often stems from insecurity, the fear that being wrong somehow diminishes our worth. Yet what if you let that need go? Ask yourself, would I rather be right or would I rather be at peace? Most of the time, our need to be right creates conflict, damages relationships, and stirs resentment. Letting go, however, preserves your peace and opens the door to deeper understanding. Imagine someone accuses you unfairly. Your instinct may be to push back, argue, defend, but pause. Ask, is this worth my energy? Will this change anything that truly matters? Usually the answer is no. Take another example. A friend insists their solution is better. Rather than arguing, you can say, I respect your view. Letting go of being right doesn't mean you lack conviction. It means you value peace more than ego. Napoleon Hill taught that true strength comes not from dominance, but from inner clarity. Choosing not to argue isn't weakness, it's wisdom. 1. You maintain calm and avoid unnecessary conflict. The thinker Napoleon Hill offers timeless wisdom. He who clings too tightly to his opinions will hinder his own growth. Letting go of the need to always be right doesn't mean sacrificing your principles or silencing your truth. It means understanding that not every disagreement demands victory. It's about choosing discernment, knowing when to engage and when to let go. Here's how you can begin embodying this mindset. 1. Pause before responding. When you feel compelled to argue, breathe deeply and ask yourself if this is truly worth your energy. 2. Seek understanding over dominance. Ask questions that reveal the other person's perspective. This often dissolves conflict. 3. Pick your battles. Reserve your strength for disagreements that truly matter, those that align with your values or impact real outcomes. With time, relinquishing the need to always be right will liberate you. You'll notice how much more at peace and light you feel when you're no longer trying to control every dialogue or prove every point. Arguments lose their emotional grip on you because you've chosen inner harmony over ego. Remember, your value isn't measured by your ability to win debates, but by the grace with which you guard your energy and preserve your peace. The next time you feel drawn into a quarrel, pause and remind yourself, being right won't bring me peace, but being calm will. That's when you'll feel the true freedom of letting go. 2. You no longer let others' words define your worth. Picture this. You're enthusiastically sharing a passion project when someone interjects with a dismissive remark. Suddenly, your excitement fades, replaced by self-doubt. Why does this happen? Because we often allow others' words to shape our self-view. Here's the truth. Your worth isn't anchored in anyone's opinions. It's not determined by praise or criticism. When you depend on others for validation, you hand them control over your emotions. Emotional freedom begins the moment you reclaim that control. Take this example. A coworker critiques your work harshly, not to help, but to belittle. Your instinct might be to defend yourself or feel deflated. But what if, instead, you paused and reminded yourself, their view is theirs, it doesn't define me. By separating your value from their perspective, you protect your peace. Napoleon Hill taught that we often care more about what others think than what we believe about ourselves. This isn't about dismissing feedback, it's about filtering what truly nurtures growth. Constructive input can elevate you. Baseless negativity should pass like noise. Here's how to stop allowing words to define your self-worth. 1. Pause before reacting. A moment of breath allows you to choose response over reactivity. 2. Separate fact from opinion. Ask yourself, is there truth here or just perspective? Keep only what contributes to your growth. 3. Reaffirm your worth. Your value is not for anyone else to approve. It is innate, unwavering, and wholly yours. Napoleon Hill also said, care too much about others' opinions and you become their prisoner. Letting go of that need for approval doesn't make you indifferent. It makes you free. So the next time someone's words shake your confidence, ask, am I letting this define me, or can I return to what I know is true about who I am? In that instant, you reclaim your power. 3. You protect your energy by setting clear boundaries. Imagine this. A friend calls during your busiest hour asking for a favor they could manage themselves. Or a coworker drops a last-minute task on your plate, assuming you'll handle it. You feel obligated, but frustrated. Why is saying no so difficult? The answer? Safeguarding your peace demands boundaries. And boundaries are not selfish. They are essential. Without them, others end up directing your time, energy, and emotional resources. Saying yes to everyone often means saying no to yourself. Remember this truth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you give endlessly without guarding your energy, burnout and resentment follow. Boundaries are how you maintain emotional sovereignty while nurturing healthy relationships. Here's the reality. When someone crosses a line, it's not always their fault. It's often because we haven't defined or upheld that line. People can't honor limits they don't know exist. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It also teaches others how to respect you. For example, if friends always call you for late-night advice and it's draining you, try saying, I care about you, but I need evenings to recharge. Let's talk tomorrow. That's not harsh, it's kind and firm. It protects your peace while preserving the relationship. Napoleon Hill reminds us, freedom is the ability to live according to your own design. Living freely doesn't mean ignoring others. It means choosing where your energy is best spent. Here's how to establish healthy boundaries. 1. Be clear and honest. State your limits calmly and directly. Clarity invites respect. 2. Use I statements. Say, I need time after work to decompress. rather than "you're always bothering me." 3. Uphold your boundaries. Consistency teaches others that your limits matter. Napoleon Hill also offers this insight: he who knows when to stop rarely finds himself in chaos. Respecting your limits prevents unnecessary stress and burnout. Boundaries aren't barriers to push people away. They're bridges to healthier connection. The next time you feel depleted or taken for granted, ask, have I expressed my needs clearly? Am I honoring my own limits? When you set boundaries, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your peace. And remember, your first responsibility isn't managing others' feelings. It's protecting your own well-being. Boundaries aren't just powerful, they're liberating. Respect your boundaries and notice how much lighter and more empowered you feel. Because when you make yourself a priority, you offer the world the finest version of who you are. 6. Detach from the opinions of others. Picture this: you share an idea you're genuinely proud of with others, only to receive criticism or blank stares. That sting of rejection is real, and it can spiral into doubt. But ask yourself this: why does their judgment weigh so heavily on you? The desire for validation runs deep, but chasing approval is like grasping at mist. You can never truly hold it. Emotional freedom begins the moment you stop letting other people's opinions shape your value. Consider this: everyone sees the world through the filter of their own experiences, biases, and fears. What people say about you often reveals more about them than it does about you. When you absorb their opinions, you hand them the reins to your emotions and choices. Why should they hold that power? Here's a simple but profound reminder: your worth isn't a negotiation. It doesn't rise or fall with outside commentary, praise, or criticism. It remains constant. Let's explore a real-world scenario. Imagine you're wearing a new outfit that makes you feel great. A coworker remarks, that's an interesting choice. You can let that ruin your mood, or remind yourself, their opinion doesn't steal your joy. When you stop needing approval, you unlock the freedom to live in alignment with yourself. Napoleon Hill once expressed that self-development requires us to be willing to stand alone, even when misunderstood. It might feel uncomfortable, but it's the gateway to liberation. Progress often means going where others don't understand. Here's how to start detaching. Question their influence. When someone's opinion affects you, ask, why do I care? What control do they have over my life? Reinforce your values. Anchor yourself in what matters to you, not what others expect. Let your goals guide you. Practice release. When judgment arises, acknowledge it without holding on. Visualize their words as leaves drifting on a stream, visible but fleeting. As Napoleon Hill might say, the person who depends on the approval of others lives in silent servitude. This doesn't mean shutting out feedback. It means discerning what's helpful and discarding what's harmful. Think of detachment like an umbrella in the rain. The storm may rage, but you remain untouched. When you tune into your internal compass, outside voices lose their power. Next time someone's comment shakes your confidence, ask, am I living my truth or theirs? By choosing detachment, you reclaim your autonomy, preserve your peace, and live on your terms. Your path belongs to you, and it's far too important to let passing opinions steer it. 7. Respond with silence, not rage. Picture yourself in a heated moment. Someone throws a jab, something cruel or provocative. Your pulse quickens, your cheeks burn, and your instinct is to lash back. But what if, instead, you said nothing? Silence can be your most potent weapon against negativity. It's not about surrendering or dodging confrontation. It's about choosing serenity over chaos. Responding with silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It says, I value my peace more than proving a point. Imagine this scenario. Someone at work undercuts you during a meeting, trying to embarrass you. You have two paths: engage in conflict or stay silent. Choosing silence denies them the reaction they crave. You retain your grace, and your silence speaks volumes. I won't be dragged into your storm. Napoleon Hill believed that self-mastery was the cornerstone of personal power, and silence in the face of anger is mastery in action. Anger seeks fuel, silence starves it. It ends the loop of reactive energy, shielding your emotional well-being. Think of silence as armor. It protects without striking. Here's how to make it a habit. Pause before reacting. When provoked, breathe. That moment of silence brings clarity. Listen without defending. Sometimes people want to vent. Let them. Don't absorb what isn't yours. Speak only when needed. If you must respond, do it calmly and briefly. There's a saying, if your words don't improve the silence, don't break it. This isn't about bottling feelings. It's about choosing how and when you release them. How often do we regret words spoken in anger? Silence spares you that regret. It invites reflection, offering time to respond with wisdom. So when someone tries to rattle you, ask, will speaking bring peace or just more fire? By choosing silence, you maintain your dignity, conserve your power, and rise above the noise. Remember, silence isn't the absence of words, it's the presence of self-retrof. It's the power to say, you don't define me, my peace does. And that's how you win without ever raising your voice. 8. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Picture this. Nothing's going your way. Plans unravel, someone's rude, and even small annoyances feel overwhelming. Frustration builds until it bubbles into anger. Now pause. What if, instead of feeding that anger, you redirected your focus? Gratitude can turn chaos into calm. It reframes the worst days into something meaningful. Here's a truth worth remembering. It's impossible to feel angry and grateful at the same time. Gratitude resets your mindset. It breaks the grip of negativity and reveals the good that still exists. Take a simple situation. You're stuck in traffic and running late. Instead of fuming, try this. Breathe and name 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's having a car, the opportunity ahead, or even a song on the radio. Small, yes. Powerful, absolutely. That shift can change everything. Napoleon Hill taught that positive emotions like gratitude are the foundation for all success and peace. Gratitude doesn't just soothe anger, it cultivates patience, clarity, and strength. It's your secret tool for emotional stability, available anytime. Here's how to build the habit. Pause and reflect. When anger creeps in, breathe and ask, what can I appreciate right now? Start a gratitude journal. Every night, write down 3 things that brought you joy, no matter how small. It rewires your brain to seek positivity. Gratitude as a reframe. When facing a challenge, try using gratitude as a mental shift. Consider what this situation can teach you, or how it could be worse. Gratitude often stems from acknowledging what remains, not what's lost. For instance, if someone harshly criticizes you, don't let anger take over. Reframe it. I'm thankful for the chance to grow from this feedback, even if it was delivered poorly. This doesn't justify the other person's behavior, but it allows you to stay in control of your emotions. Napoleon Hill reminds us, let us rise and be thankful, for if we didn't learn much today, we learned something. If we didn't learn anything, we didn't fall ill. And if we did fall ill, at least we didn't die. So let us be grateful. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present. Doesn't deny frustration or anger. It helps you prioritize what lifts you up over what weighs you down. The next time you feel anger rising, pause and ask, What can I be thankful for in this moment? Gratitude won't just ease the anger, it will replace it with calm, clarity, and a sense of control. In those moments, you'll realize peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. Reframe criticism as a tool for growth. Picture this. You've shared an idea you're proud of, at work, with friends, or online, and someone immediately tears it apart. Your first reaction? Defensiveness, maybe even anger. That's normal. But what if you reframed criticism, not as an attack, but as a growth opportunity? Criticism, however it's delivered, holds value if you're open to it. It can expose blind spots, challenge your perspective, or drive improvement. When you shift your mindset, criticism stops being a source of irritation and becomes a catalyst for growth. Take this example. You're preparing a presentation and a colleague points out its flaws. You could brush it off, they're just trying to undermine me, or you could pause and ask, is there truth here? How can I improve from this? Choosing the latter turns a perceived attack into progress. As Napoleon Hill advised, criticism, like rain, should nourish growth, not wash away the roots. That doesn't mean all criticism is valid. Some comes from envy or ignorance. The key is to filter it. Keep what's useful, discard what's not. Here's how to handle criticism with grace. Pause before reacting. Breathe. Give yourself space to respond, not just react. Evaluate the source. Who's giving the feedback? Are they informed? Do they mean well? Find the lesson. Even poorly worded critiques can carry insight. Ask, what can I learn from this? Let's look at a personal example. A family member criticizes your life choices, your career, your path. Instead of reacting or shutting down, you might say, I hear your concerns. I'll reflect on what you've said. This shows maturity and leaves space to process without escalating the conflict. Napoleon Hill once wrote, if someone speaks ill of you, don't defend yourself. Simply say, they don't know the full story. This wisdom reminds us not to take criticism personally. Next time someone critiques you, ask yourself, what's the lesson? Is this about me or more about them? How can I grow from this? Lao Tzu reminds us, knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. When approached wisely, criticism becomes a mirror that reflects your true self. Growth is often uncomfortable, but that's where your strength is forged. So the next time criticism comes your way, pause and reframe it. Don't see it as an obstacle, see it as a stepping stone toward your best self. Growth lives in discomfort, and those who embrace it become unshakable. Master the art of letting go. Imagine holding a burning coal, waiting to throw it at someone who hurt you. But while you wait, it's your hand that burns. Anger, grudges, resentment, they damage you far more than the person who caused them. True strength isn't in holding on, it's in letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what happened. It means releasing the emotional burden that keeps you tied to the past. When you let go, you reclaim your energy, your peace, your focus on the now. Napoleon Hill captured it well. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Think of a time someone hurt you, through betrayal, unfair judgment, or cruel words. How many hours did you spend reliving it, imagining revenge? Letting go breaks this cycle. It allows you to move forward instead of being stuck. Here's a workplace example. A colleague takes credit for your idea. You could stew over it for days, letting resentment impact your mood. Or you could let it go. Realize your worth isn't tied to that one moment. In doing so, you preserve your peace and keep moving forward. Lao Tzu offers deep wisdom. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Letting go isn't just about people. It's about releasing perfectionism, fear, and the illusion of control. It's about finding freedom in acceptance. Here's how to practice letting go. Acknowledge your emotions. Don't suppress them. Feel your pain, anger, or sadness, without shame. Reframe the moment. Ask, what's the lesson here? How can I grow through this? Focus on the present. Letting go isn't for them. It's for you. Your power lies in the here and now. Letting go is like releasing a balloon. Hold on too long and it strains your hand. Let it rise and you feel lighter. Napoleon Hill reminds us, don't be troubled by what's outside your control. Let go and find peace. This isn't about being passive or ignoring injustice. It's about choosing where to place your energy. When you let go of what you can't control, you make room for what you can. So next time you catch yourself clinging to old anger, pause and ask, is this worth my peace? What would life look like if I released this? That question will guide you to emotional freedom. Because true strength isn't in the grip, it's in the release. And once you let go, you'll find that the lighter you feel, the stronger you become. And there you have it. 10 powerful lessons to help you master your emotions and stay unshaken, no matter what life throws your way. These aren't just ideas. They're practical tools you can use daily to protect your peace, build resilience, and choose your responses. Remember, the goal isn't to suppress your feelings or become numb. It's to meet life with clarity and strength. Emotional mastery isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. The power to stay grounded, centered, and free lies within your hands. As you move forward, carry these lessons with you. Practice pausing. Set boundaries that preserve your energy, and let go of what and who you cannot control. Every time you choose peace over anger, you take one step closer to the unshakable life you were meant to live. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who could use a little extra calm in their life. And if you've got your own ways of staying centered, I'd love to hear them. Drop a comment below. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Remember, emotional freedom isn't a destination. It's a daily practice. So keep showing up for yourself, stay mindful, and keep growing stronger every single day. Until next time, take care and stay unbothered.